So I asked the other day who uses AI, and it was kind of off the cuff because I had just used the little talkie thing. And while I was not surprised by the response, has inspired quite a lot of thought. I feel like I have to get this out. I think it's also because I don't really have anyone to talk to. There's a couple of things that happened lately that have made me really interested and maybe passionate about talking about it. Feel like it's worth talking about because I'm really interested in this stuff. I listen to a lot of podcasts about it. I do a lot of research. I use AI to teach myself a lot of stuff, especially a lot of techie stuff. Techie, I just sound like someone who doesn't know how to use it, which is who I am. I want to just start talking about it because I'm interested in it for one. A few things have happened that have made me think maybe this would be helpful to people. And I do see on my page when I talk about this, most people are in the camp of I don't really understand it and I'd like to know more. A lot of people blanket are like, AI bad. I'm not going to try and convince you otherwise. If you're not interested in learning, that's fine. Just don't learn about it. There's only a few things in the world that I think are blanket bad, just like rape, racism, there's a few things that there's no use case that you could describe to me that would make me go, yeah, I can. No. Murder, yes, there's like some instances like self-defense and so on, like there's nuance, right? There's only a few subjects in the world that I don't feel that there's any nuance on. And I feel being open to discussing or learning about nuance, even about stuff that you don't really like, agree with, or want to happen, is the only real power you get. Because the only real power we have as people who aren't hyper rich is knowledge. It's not power over the world. Knowing about this stuff is not really going to change the trajectory of it, but it will help you. Or at least my hypothesis is there's a non-zero chance that trying to understand this stuff will have a positive impact in your life. Refusing to understand it is guaranteed to not have a positive impact. The other thing that happened was there is a really amazing circus artist that I follow. I don't know them personally, and recently they posted about getting into crypto. This person invested with some kind of broker and they got scammed, like really badly scammed. I don't know if it's all their money. It seemed like most of their money. I know that this person will be fine because they are one of the top, talents. They've got a great community around them and it will be like a horrible memory for them, but they will get through it. But it made me think about, I'm not a tech person. I am barely scraping the surface of understanding myself. But the fact that I understand, let's say 1%, that's probably 95% more or 99% more than most of the people that I know. Maybe it's my own experience and maybe a bunch of people will comment on this like, I'm a super liberal circus artist and I host, a crypto Discord and I have a bunch of investor friends and we do this and I have like a Web3 blah 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 circus blah blah blah, and I'll be like, oh okay, I'm just an idiot and haven't connected with any of those things. If you do any of that stuff, please drop a comment and I'd love to get to know what you're doing because I don't know anyone that does that. I'm going to learn a lot more if I'm able to be a little bit in a subject that I'm interested in that is so hard to understand. Oh, what was my point? I just think this is something we should all of us, as in the people that aren't interested in it, should get a little interested in it, because you don't know when things are going to change enough that you'll wish you had a better understanding. You don't know when you'll be able to apply knowledge. None of us know what's going to happen, which means there's no way to tell what we should or shouldn't be doing right now. My whole ethos is I'm learning as much as I can to hedge my bets against all of the what ifs. I'm investing in crypto because I don't think it's going away and I'm hedging my bets. I'm learning about it as well because it's complicated and volatile, hedging my bets. And I've done things like created a statement about my image and use, that it cannot be used for AI and that it belongs to me. And I've time-stamped that and I'm probably going to mint it and I'm probably going to link it on my socials and my website. And that's a hedge. That's hedging my bets because I don't know if that's going to be useful. It might not. But the fact that I know how to timestamp something and the fact that I could create that document with the help of AI, that's a hedge against protecting my image in the future. So I'm just kind of like covering all my bases. Not all my bases. There's a lot of bases that are like, what the hell, please help me, feed me vegetables and go to bed early. There's a lot of bases that are getting left behind. And there's so many things that, you know, I probably am getting wrong or don't understand, but I feel like I'm doing better than just being confused and ignoring it. That's kind of my thing that I think. You're in one of these creative industries that can't be affected by AI. So we have no, you know, as industries go, things like the tattoo industry, performing arts, you know, we're not scrambling like the rest of the world to quickly learn about AI because we're not going to be replaced. So there's no urgency. I feel urgency personally because of my own interest in the subjects. People don't want to be involved in something that's bad, but like we're all involved in capitalism and most people think capitalism is bad. I don't think it's all bad. I just think it is. And humans are bad. Humans do communism bad as well. You know, it's kind of, the problem is not the concept, the problem is the users. But we're in it. You're not avoiding capitalism just because you don't agree with it. And I feel the same way about AI and blockchain and stuff. So if you think this is interesting, if you would like someone who has very little idea about it to talk about it because maybe it's a bit more relatable, and I would like to do this because I like this. I find this, my brain's like excited. My brain's turned on even just talking to myself about it and learning about it. So this is something I'm interested in, and I would be super up for trying to explain some of the basics. So if you think that's a good idea, tell me. The more response I feel that this would be helpful is obviously going to give me more energy to do the thing and bite the bullet and not be weirded out by being back on YouTube. So yeah, it's my little spiel. I have to get ready for the show and warm up my body because I'm old. I do aerial now apparently. So yeah, that's that. Get my shit together. Let me know what you think.